Obviously, I was a little bit annoyed that it wasn't me on that top set, but with all of the struggles that we had, I kind of saw it as 18 points gained and not 7 points lost, to be honest, because you look at the problems we had on Saturday, the issues that McLaren faced as well. It could have been any one of us, so I was just pleased to get another strong result. It's been a very, very good start to the year, and just excited to get back racing here.
You know, I really want to be in this fight because we have a great car and great opportunity. Of course, still, definitely, if there's one thing that I'm lacking is experience still, because it's only my second year, and experience is something that you cannot buy, but I'm gonna try to be ready for anything, and you know, for every kind of situation, just to be able to put myself in the best position as possible in case the opportunity presents. So I know we have a really good car, and I'm gonna try to maximize every result, and hopefully this weekend is going to be a good one.
I think, as everyone is saying, I think this championship is going to be all about development and upgrades that each teams are going to bring. For now, we are in an okayish place, but of course we're not here to only do podiums, and we want to win races, which at the moment seems very difficult because Mercedes is at a very high level. But we are working very hard, and especially the people back at the factory are working extremely hard for bringing upgrades as soon as possible. I know there's quite a bit of things coming up soon. Whether this is going to make the difference or not, I don't know, and I'm pretty sure the others are not on vacation either, so it's going to be tough.
One step at a time, and we're just going to keep trying to build on what we've had so far performance-wise. Obviously, Mercedes are still ahead, and so we're under no illusion that they are clearly ahead. We've qualified 7 tenths, 6 tenths, and 3 tenths, I think, ahead. So we still got a gap to try and close, and we've not yet made a step to do that. But every weekend is a new opportunity, and so we'll give it our best shot for sure.
Yeah, no, it's been a good start. Obviously, it's round 2, and you know, I don't expect to stay P5. It's a long season, but it's been a great start. I'm really happy with that. Car has been reliable, and so that's good. And yeah, I'm happy about that. The car has also been really quick. So yeah, we've been able to score some good points. I think now is the time for us to be able to do that. And you know, it's gone well, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it hurt us as a team. It certainly didn't make us look good to have 2 cars not starting a race. I think what hurt more is the fact it was out of our control. But with HPP, we've worked hard to figure things out, to understand how it happened, why it happened, and of course, we'll do everything we can to make sure it doesn't happen again. But you live and you learn. It was a tough one for all of us. None of us want to have a weekend like that, and especially start a Sunday like that. So, yeah, hurt a lot. But I think at the same time, a good time for us to learn and step back and move on to this weekend.
I think we come with a very open mind. It's been good to score points in these first 2 races in Australia and in China. Definitely in China, we showed more potential, and yeah, I think obviously naturally I'm focusing on what's ahead of us. Still, a lot of things learned after every single lap, and there's still a few things which we can improve with the current package we have, and hopefully we can fight for similar position in here in Suzuka, which is a very different track.
Yeah, understanding our car a little bit better, learn from the previous races, and yeah, just try to be closer to the front. I think that's the target for us. China was not a nice weekend for us, so I hope that for a while will be, let's say, our worst weekend.
It was a good weekend for sure. To be honest, we weren't very, very fast through the weekend, so we qualified quite badly, and it definitely wasn't a track that suited us. So we definitely made the best out of it. I think at the start of the race, we were aiming to try and get to the points. We definitely didn't expect to finish where we did. Obviously, it helps having some of the front guys not finishing, but even still, we would have been back into the points, which would have been a good race for us. So happy with China. I'm sure this weekend's going to be tough. Obviously, we have new changes to the cars this weekend that we have to try and adapt to, but it's been a decent start.
I think it wasn't the easiest China, but also putting things in perspective, you know, there was things in my control that I could have done better, but there was also a lot of things out of my control that didn't really go in my favor. And I think if you look at the weekend, you could argue it's potentially one of the hardest I'll ever have, just because I'm a rookie. It was my second race. It was a sprint weekend on a track I'd never been to, and I did about 2 laps in FP before I broke down. So, you know, if you look at it that way, I was always going to be on the back foot. But I think I recovered well, you know, and I was the same as my teammate in qualifying. We were both on the edge of potentially getting into Q3. There was a few things in the race that could have gone better from my side, but again, even the strategy didn't quite go in our favor. So I think looking back on the first 2 races, Australia was good. It was a big confidence booster, and it sort of showed me that I can do it. But then China showed that I've still got things to improve, things to work on, which is to be expected. I'm an 18-year-old rookie. But I think that's a really good place to be in.
I wouldn't say it's very hard to drive. First of all, it's just slow. So at the moment, we were just slow. And it's been definitely more inconsistent in Shanghai than it was in Melbourne. Melbourne, I had a better feeling. But it's not like an unpredictable car and an undrivable car. It's not true.
What's the feeling?
We're just slow. We spend too much time in the corners. Yeah, it's just not fast enough. That's it.
Yeah, but is the problem the car, the chassis, or the engine too?
More the chassis.
So Oscar, I don't know if it's too soon, but it's like one of your targets this week just to take part in the Grand Prix.
That would be good, yes. Yeah, as obviously not been the best start to the year, but yeah, we'll try and at least see the lights come on this week and go from there. But yeah, I think we kind of know where we sit in the pecking order. So there's, you know, we're not expecting too many surprises there, but yeah, just executing a solid weekend would be good.
Yeah, well, the reality is that in a couple of weeks there's no magic things that you can come up with. So for sure, Japan is going to be a bit more of the same. We are going to try to test some few things to make the car more competitive this weekend and see if we can cut the gap to the midfield. But the reality is that in China we were quite far from the midfield, even in pure numbers, so I don't expect any miracles. Still, we will do what we've been doing up until now this year, which is maximize whatever we have, and if that brings us another nice surprise like in China, we'll take it.
Well, I think the feeling inside the team it's great still. You know, I think Mattia has a lot of experience in this paddock. He proved it in the past, and he was still the leader of our team all this time as well. It's just that he's taking now more responsibility, taking over what Jonathan was doing, and I think I found out after China as well, very similar times to all of you guys, probably a little bit earlier. You know, but yeah, inside the team, it's quite clear, and for me, it was reasonably clear as well. And yeah, it is what it is. But we move on, and I'm happy to have Mattia, you know, pointing us in the right direction.
It was good. I've been looking for those points since a long time ago, and it was really positive for me and for the team to have a double point finish again since a very long time ago. So it was good, of course, that we were looking for more, and it was looking really positive at the start of the race. We were running 5th and 6th, and it was looking like we could score a whole lot more points. And of course, the safety car kind of damaged our race, mine and Pierre as well. Mine, because of the strategy, was much worse, but you know, it was still positive to see the performance, to see that we could fight on the front and that we could be up there with the big team. So I think generally it was a really positive weekend. In China, coming from Melbourne, it was a big step forward, and that was, of course, really positive, and yeah, motivated a lot of people in the factory. You could see the faces. I went a couple of days ago, and everyone was looking really positive, happy, motivated, wanting more, and that's what we want to see. So yeah, good weekend.
You know, there is a lot of positive, you know, to take away from these first 2 races. I think the base car performance is really strong. Of course, we didn't get very lucky in the first 2 races, you know, with bad VSCs and safety car at the wrong time, but here I'm excited to come back, enjoy the track as it's one of my favorite, and see exactly where the performance can go, because I think we had also decent performance last year, but this car is superior to what we had last year. So I look forward to see, and if we can have a clean weekend, that would change from the first two.
So Nico, news coming out of Audi this week about the departure of Jonathan Wheatley. How did you find out? How are you reacting? What's the mood in the camp like?
The mood is good, it's obviously race weekend, so, back to business, focus on the work ahead. I found out, pretty much with the world, last week, Thursday, when it obviously started to pop up and appear. And I think, it's all been said. There's not any other or new info that I can give. It is what it is. And like you say, we, perform our duty as a team and keep working.
We'll see. We'll stay open-minded. I think there's some things on the car we've managed to address. I think we've got a decent plan for this week in terms of what we want to accomplish, learn from the car. Still think it's going to be a tough weekend for us. I think this track, generally high speed, change of direction, there is a weight penalty in these kind of corners. So let's say not having high expectations and just focusing on the job.
We've made progress, so that's good. We've seen that, yes, not finishing the first race with both cars, we managed to do that in China, which is kind of the first step, trying to get the reliability right. And now, of course, we need to increase the performance. But we've definitely seen every session, every weekend, we're growing as a team. Everything is getting better. And again, this weekend, just really trying to continue from China. So again, we got to finish with both cars, but hopefully in a better place. So that's how we roll.
Hopefully, the last weekend, especially for me, was very tricky with mileage. So hopefully this weekend we will be able to have a lot of mileage, a very good progression, and hopefully we can have a strong weekend, and keep moving forward. That will be the target.
Well, yeah, we need to improve the vibration, we need to improve the reliability, but even when we're finishing laps, we're 3.5 seconds off the lead cars. So there's a lot of things to improve. Even when we fix the vibration and improve the reliability, we need to find performance, like I said earlier, in the engine, more power and more downforce. So a lot of areas to work on.
Yeah, it was great. I've always wanted to drive this circuit, and it's kind of a dream circuit that I haven't driven at. And there's not many circuits I haven't driven at, but this is one of them. So yeah, to drive here, it's just super cool, and of course, first time in 2026 getting a chance in the car. So yeah, super excited when I heard the news last week that I was gonna drive, and immediately got to working in the simulator.